MPC is uploading a video?
Oh my god!
Hello everybody, we're back. We're back with a video which we haven't done in a while. So yeah, this is just gonna be our kind of season 3 in review / other things. Yeah, I guess we can just start off with just closing up season 3, and then we'll have some more announcements later. So yeah, does someone want to start with this?
Yep. Introductions, we got your boy Noah speaking over there. We also got TBB. We got Jake.
Hey.
And we got this loser, Justin. Alright. Let's see. What are we starting off with first? Season review, E3 review discussion. Honestly, it was a pretty good season. Fairly good. We lost people on the way.
Yeah, there's a lot of dropouts this season, more than normal. Kind of a weird season in that way, where I feel like it's not my favorite season, but it was still pretty good. I kind of like lost interest in Pokemon a little bit during that midway point, because I had a lot of shit going on, you know, moving into college and shit. But once I'm actually here, yeah, I'm ready to jump back into it. I'm gonna be participating in next season, so that'll be fun.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good season. Kind of prepared, but I'm really ready to go into next one. Like, you know, it'd be the best one yet for sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
TBB?
Hi. I thought it was pretty good. Get to the playoff.
Yeah, sure.
If we could, yeah. Playoffs right now, pretty much every single spot is decided other than one, and that'd be the final spot of the Western Conference, with the only two people who can potentially hold that spot is Victory Road Bikini with Carlos and JT in the main Mammal Swines. If Carlos wins, he locks the spot. If JT wins and Carlos loses, then he takes the spot. Other than that, everything's locked in.
I finally made playoffs.
You did pretty well too. You got 9 wins.
You did it.
And then I'm in playoffs.
Miraculously.
I can hear myself echo, damn it.
Doesn't matter.
I'm in playoffs and I didn't do shit.
Courtesy of Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
I'd like to say thank you for that beautiful Tapu Fini, though. That was super helpful.
Oh my god, my team is so ass.
Hey, watch you win with it somehow.
Oh, I'm not gonna win. There's no way.
All right. Well, you're facing a low Q first. Do me a favor and please beat him.
Yeah, for real. Can you please beat him?
All right. That team is gross broken.
Oh my god. Whatever.
All right. As far as matchup goes, I face whoever loses or wins of JT and Carlos. Ray faces not Junior, Zach. Low Q faces Noah, and Destin faces Jake.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
As far as playoffs goes, that's pretty much the gist of playoffs. All-star voting results, though.
Yeet.
All right, it's time.
We're gonna do a little drum roll.
I guess so. Polling closed this afternoon, and your winners are... From the coaches' side, Western coach, we have myself. And then from the Eastern, we have TBB.
Hey.
Hey!
Back.
Hey.
Very close votes on both ends. Ray was literally right behind me, and I voted for Ray. I'm surprised.
I voted for Lowe. Justin out here, you know, he had it easy after that yes round team.
Okay.
I'm gonna show him, you know, don't mess with me. I'm here. I can bring some heat. I got some heat cooked up.
Lord.
That's why you didn't make playoffs, right?
Ooh!
Ooh.
You know what? Get out of here. Dodging high jump kick.
Alright. Moving on.
I mean, at least he played All Stars. That's what really matters, right?
I'm the all-star.
Oh my
So
lord!
here's Justin's team. I think, is it from most votes to least votes? I'm not really sure.
Nah, I just put up top. Most of the top voters were up top, but we had Como was the most votes by far from the survey. I'm surprised we put this first, honestly, because we should have put the votes for the mods after this, but whatever. Before this, whatever.
Yeah, we put that there.
Wait,
Whatever.
Put it after, because it's more. Okay, whatever. Next.
Whatever, next slide. Alright, we'll keep it going. Como-O, Clefable, Oricorio.
That stank bitch.
Hell yeah.
My girl Gothitelle, Terrakion, and
Motherfucker.
Wormadam.
Justin making fun of his team, but he has 11 months and I have 6. Hello. His team
Well,
is not
I will say that I am proud that 2 of my members did make it. Clef was a monster this season, and Gothitelle was such an annoying piece of crud for other people to deal with. So I am proud of that. And as far as who came from the other teams, Como-O came from Carlos. Terrakion, I believe, came from Chabs, if I'm not mistaken. And
No, Chabs is in our.
Ray,
it was Ray. My bad.
It's Ray, yeah.
My bad. And then Oricorio, wherever damn came from, the late Kirby.
Woo!
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Good riddance.
Alright.
Okay.
Can I go over my team? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Just
Go
don't
ahead,
wanna click
TV.
up.
Roll it off to us.
First up,
We got Xurkitree, the kill leader. How else would I expect to start off my roster? It's just so good. Next up, we got Lando. Who needs cheerboard? Broken Mon. Justin doesn't stand a chance. Next up, we got Scizor. Okay, I got some heat with this Mon. We're looking at some agility baton pass, maybe.
I better see
don't
some
know.
Specs Technician hidden power.
Oh, that could. You know what? That could be the set. Thanks, Justin. All right, next up, rounding out the bottom, we got the water trees. We got Manaphy.
Oof.
I don't like Manaphy, but I have it, and I have to use it.
What the fuck?
Coming from my roster, Gyarados, Broken Mon, much better than that. And lastly, the third water type, Keldeo. Running 3 water types and Xurkitree, except I don't have a Pelipper, so that's cool.
I mean, 3 waters to work with Scizor. Not bad, not bad.
I'll take it.
I mean, coming from the rosters, Xurkitree won the vote spoilers by far. From, I think it was Low Q. Landorus, I believe that was Chabs. Destin has 2 on here with Keldeo and Scizor.
Okay.
Manaphy from our boy Jake. And then Gyarados from TBB.
who voted for Serena?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
What did...
Just
Alright.
my one vote. I don't know who did it.
You know what? Let's see. And it's coming down to the votes itself. We get to see who voted. We can see how... Just look at Xurkitree, man. Holy shit.
Xurkitree.
There was no contest.
12 votes.
Good lord. Like, you can see the balance in, like, the Western, but Eastern is like...
Nope.
We want Xurkitree.
Xurkitree taking it all.
Xurkitree's gonna end some careers.
Yeah. Moment of
Glad
silence.
Keldeo got in there. That was my pick for MVP.
Yeah, Keldeo... I know Keldeo and Scizor really did work well for Destin this season, so I'm not surprised both of them made it on up to the team itself. A moment of silence, though, for poor Porygon Z, the MVP of last season, now reduced to 0 votes.
Well, I mean, rest in peace to Harley, too, for his record. And
Well-
he won last season.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Harley had real life stuff, so I understand that, but just poor Porygon Z.
Personal attack on Harley from Jay. That's pretty mean.
Just say it. Just say
Crucify
it.
Jake.
I think all of his wins were forfeits.
Only word.
You-
I think one of them was not. One of them out of, like, his
Didn't he
3
literally
wins.
just beat Shav?
Yeah, that was his only win.
He had another one.
Tried.
He had
That was
another
like
one.
the one week he tried.
Harley wins when he tries. Don't worry. Alright.
Tried 1 week this season.
I don't blame
He
him.
got a dub.
I don't blame him. Fuck Oricorio. Fuck Wormadam.
Yeah, that's all we gotta say.
Okay, moving on.
Alright, moving
Yeah,
on to the
MVP.
offensive and defensive MVP.
All right, drum roll.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And big surprise, it's Circuitry!
Nice.
I think this is at 20 kills at the end of the season.
Yeah, 20.
If Loki was able to fight his last game, I think Ryan auto forfeited to him. He could have gone higher with this mon. Like, god dang.
He got 20 kills without
A fine.
stat padding like I did.
Yeah. Good lord. And then defense
I mean,
is
Defense is ba-dum.
The girl Clefable. That's my girl.
Unmon.
Best mon.
Clefable's a little bitch.
Clefable did so much work this season. It had 2 wheelchairs. I love
So,
this thing.
I just want to point out that Komodo also got 20 kills this season.
Yeah, but I don't know why. But yeah, I saw that too. But I think Zerkatry was more the surprise factor, which is why people liked it so much.
I voted for Keldeo because Keldeo didn't lose.
I voted for both Como and Zerkatry. Both in separate areas, but Zerkatry just had the bigger poll.
I voted Zerkatry.
Who didn't vote Circuitry?
I did. I vote for Keldeo.
Alright, moving on.
Because Keldeo had like the most like kills per game out of the contestants. Then he didn't lose a single game. That's impressive.
That's pretty nice, yeah.
It did not have the most kills per game. It got 1.67. Manaphy
I'm
has
saying out of the contestants of like the ones who actually had a chance.
Oh, fuck Manaphy. Alright, so
Komodo also had 2.
let's move
Okay,
on.
well,
You know what? Circuitry's a boy.
Season.
Can we
Set-
go through this real quick?
Circuitry had 1.82.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
The set of the season is the monster that is Psych Up Clefable.
Am I clicking this link?
I'll probably have it going. I'll edit it in where it's going in the during the video as we're talking about it.
Okay, you can do that.
But anyways, good lord, this I don't know why the psych up factor on a freaking physical curse setup Porygon 2, and the fact that it wheelchaired stamped Kirby, put him back in his place, and that is deserved. We needed that so badly.
Get out of here, Unmon.
It
Alright,
is.
move on.
Hey, all right, you want to talk about Unmons? Let me tell you about this nasty flat sub Mega Houndoom.
Oh god. Okay, now we're in.
Alright, moving on before we get
Alright,
distracted.
season 4. So I've been teasing multiple times, and yeah, it's finally here. Got some new rules, and I'm really excited to present to you, what we've got in store for season 4. So first of all, UPC is no more. There will only be one league, and it's MPC. All right. So don't you worry. Who's gonna get demoted? Like Dubs.
Dubs,
Probably Harley.
Dubs,
Yeah,
you have been
don't worry,
saved.
Dubs and Harley, y'all are good. Okay.
You can thank your
Next.
homie Jesus.
20 teams, 2 conferences, no divisions. That's right. I'm pretty excited about this one because, kind of reflecting on divisions, I thought they were a good idea at first, but after seeing a lot of people's fatigue and like, I have to play, each team, like each division twice, like, bro, that's annoying. So I thought, spice it up a little bit, have a bigger league, which I think is really fresh. Compared to other leagues which have kind of standard league size. I think having 20 in a league, especially in a free draft league, is going to be really fun. Each conference being 10 teams big, and that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for that. Next 9-week schedule. This is the big one I thought would really enhance the MPC experience for season 4. I think having a shorter schedule is going to be a lot more fun in the long run, since people are going to be, not as busy all the time, and, they're going to put a little bit more effort into MPC, since it won't be as big of a time commitment in, like, the long run.
Yeah.
Because 14 weeks is a lot, so cutting down 5 games is really nice. Obviously, you're going to play everyone in your conference once, and you're not going to play the other conference at all until the finals. So yeah. So 12-team playoffs, 6 from each conference, and then the first 2 seeds from each conference are going to have a first-round bye, and then the first seed from each conference gets to pick out of the 3 other remaining teams in the conference who they want to play. Kind of stealing that from UPC, because I thought it was a nice idea and I wanted to keep that around.
Yeah.
going back to 11-man rosters, which I think is going to be nice. It'll be nicer than having 12 because of the 4 extra teams. So, having a little bit smaller rosters is going to help drafting, I think. 2 Z-Mons is normal. No Megas.
20 Mons.
Yeah. I mean, we did have 192, I think. So it's not like that much more, but it's still like a good chunk more.
It also
if
makes
you're
team
drafting-
building more creative because less Brahmans on a roster.
Exactly. And it'll be a little bit more realistic to like real sports, since you're not gonna have like these like Golden State Warriors ass teams like Justin's where you just draft like some busted ass tier 1s in like round 4. There's gonna be a lot more variation in the teams when it comes to like tiers and skill levels.
Are we forgetting about round 10 Gothel?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So 3 trades per week limit. And then the season, there is no limit. Like throughout the whole season, you can trade however many times, but you can only trade 3 Pokemon per week. This is to prevent trading a whole team in a week just for a matchup or whatever. Week 5 trade deadline, that's like mid-season compared to 9 weeks, and then I'll talk about the new FA rules a little bit later because it's a little bit
Interesting.
It's a lot to explain. To submit a trade, there will be a new Google form where you're going to put in, what the trade is, or if you're doing an FA, you also have to fill out this new form, which is going to make it a lot easier on mainly Jake, since he's going to be the doc person. Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier for him, and I thought it'd make everything a little bit neater. But you still should, post your things and transactions. Draft placement, is going to be based on previous season performance, which is, what we've been doing this whole time. However, I'm allowing teams to trade their position. If you don't like being in the middle and you want to be the wheel, then you can trade your position. You just have to let us know. Just a little bit more flexibility. I don't want to pigeonhole if you don't love your position and 2 people are willing to trade. And then the last thing is I am going to push a little bit harder for each individual coach to try to make video content about the league and about your team and your games and stuff. This obviously isn't a requirement if you absolutely can't, but if you do have the time, I'd really like to see this league having a little bit more video content out. Even if it's like not very high production, it's just one take, you playing the game and just talking a little bit, that's fine. I want to see a little bit more videos from you guys because I thought that'd be a lot of fun.
And our admin team is also going to be, I think we've already all agreed on trying to push that as well for ourselves at the bare minimum at least. So we'll try to set a good example.
We're gonna try to be a little bit better about making more content for y'all. Since this past summer has been kind of crazy. For me, at least. I don't know about y'all.
Oh yeah, it has been.
So yeah, since it's kind of been stabilizing recently, I do think that I can commit a little bit more of, content. So, and I hope, since I'm trying to get the timing for the start of the league at, a good time. I forgot to put it on a slide. I guess I'll just say it verbally. Anyway, does anyone else want to say anything before I outline this new transaction?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
With the submit a doc form, if they don't submit the form, what happens?
I'm gonna annoy them about it.
Yeah, because we need them to actually submit the form.
Right.
Yeah, we might.
I guess your transaction will not go through if you don't submit a form.
Yeah, that's the best approach to it.
Then one thing I have to add is with the videos, we're talking about individual and for the league. We're gonna try and do PRs. I'm gonna do try and do pick'em show. So we're gonna get stuff out for the league and individual teams.
Yeah. We're gonna try to make the MPC channel great again.
And my biggest reason for all this is because I did think we were spreading ourselves a little thin with UPC. I thought it was a good idea, but I think our league isn't big enough yet for a second league. So I thought, bringing it back and kind of focusing on the one league would really help with content in particular.
Yeah, we didn't have enough moderator manpower for both the leagues at the same time, especially with all the chaos there was.
Okay. Jake, you got anything to add before moving on?
Nope, that's it. You guys pretty much covered everything.
Cool.
All right, moving on.
So about this new free agency rule.
FA auctions.
So we got free agency auctions. I'm gonna be taking a little note from real sports and like Madden and stuff in franchise mode. So teams will have $100 of free agency transactions. You don't have to spend any money to do a trade. However, that is an option. You can say like, oh well, I'll trade you Excadrill for Dawn Fan, and I'll trade you Excadrill and Dawn Fan plus $40. Just to spice it up a little bit, and also try to create more balanced trades and have another option for a balanced trade. But yeah, you will have $100 of transaction money. It's not required to pay for a trade, but it is an option. So yeah, Pokemon that are not up for auction and are just normal free agents, they cost $20. So theoretically, you have up to five FA points or FA points. You can go up to 5, which is more than last season and actually all the previous seasons, which were 3. So that, giving you a little bit more room for flexibility. Changing your Z move user costs 10. This was also decreased from last season where it cost 1 FA. So this is saying like it's basically like half an FA to change your Z move user. Of course, this doesn't have, if you trade away your Zmon, then it doesn't cost anything. But, if your team stays the same, and, nothing traded, you just want to change the Zmon, then it costs $10. Recently dropped Pokemon will be put up for auction in the next auction window, and then there will be 2 auction windows per week, Monday through Thursday, and then Friday through Sunday. This will make more sense, so I'll just keep going. Auction Pokemon will be posted at the beginning of each auction window. Teams will bid on the Pokemon until the end of the window. So, let's give you an example. Let's say, what's a Mon? I don't know.
Diggersby, it always gets
Diggersby
right?
always gets
Okay,
dropped.
So I draft Diggersby. Let's say week 2, I don't like Diggersby and I want to drop it, right? In the past, what happened is, there was a big race for, first come, first serve. Basically, you just gotta stalk the transactions tab and then wait for a big FA. And I'm just projecting towards Justin, and then just make your team better with little cost. So I thought this would be a little bit more fair and a little bit more interesting way to do that. So let's say I have Diggersby week 2. Let's say week 2 on Monday, I submit a form to drop Diggersby, and then pick up a free agent Mon that isn't on the auction. So I guess like Dusclops, I guess. Let's say that's just been there for a while. So on Friday, the FA will go through. You will have Dusclops on your roster, and then Diggersby will be gone. But then in a new tab, I guess I'll just put all these. There will be a new Discord channel where there will be auctions, and then I will post Diggersby as well as any other Pokemon that were dropped from the last couple days. And then, I'll post Diggersby, and then let's say Justin over here wants to bid on Diggersby, so he puts Diggersby $20. And then let's say TPV, I want Diggersby a little bit more, $30. And then, it's a bid. And then the bids end on Sunday. And then, you drop another Pokemon for Diggersby, and then the cycle continues. And then that Pokemon gets put on the trade window, on the auction window, and so on. It sounds more complicated than it actually is. It's going to be pretty simple. I think it'll work pretty well. We'll see. If you guys don't like it, or if it isn't really working, then we won't do it.
I'm being targeted for my trading ability.
We won't do it for season 5. But I thought it'd be a fun new way to do free agencies, because I've always thought it was a flawed system. So I kind of wanted to.
I liked it.
I know you did. But yeah, it's a little bit more interesting, and a little bit more, realistic when it comes to, sports leagues and stuff. That would be a fun little twist. Okay, next. You can talk about this, Justin.
All right, let me move on here. Upcoming ban list votes. We are having a lot of discussions potentially on what we can take on and off the ban list, and obviously one of the biggest, problems some people had with the season has been Gothitelle, because how much of a problem it has been in both prep and play. It just kind of supports a very unfair style of play, as many of the victims of Goth have seen. It completely just shuts down certain teams with tag. It can make just mods unviable. It does cause a lot of problems, but that does beg the problem if it's whether or not it's Gothitelle or Shadow Tag. So while we have had an admin vote particularly on this mod, I personally think we should expand the vote to everybody who's played this season to vote whether or not it should stay or go, or specifically Goth or Tag.
Okay.
Anyone else want to jump in?
I'm indifferent towards both. I don't really care. Goth's annoying. I could understand if y'all want it banned, but I also understand that it's not OP. It's just really annoying.
That's exactly the argument with Goth, because the thing about Goth is it's not a broken mon in of itself, but it enables everything. It can if you're going up against bulky offense, it can take out your wall and just open the doors, or cripple something with Charm or Confide that opens a door for a setup sweeper to easy clean. It can just trap a wall, take it out with Taunt, or just Toxic Stall it. It can even find something super passive and set up and Calm Mind on it. That's its only way of being offensively on its own power, but that's a few and far between situation.
Right. I also understand I can understand the argument, in favor of banning Goth, where it's Goth has so much to offer, and you have to prep so hard for it every week.
Yeah.
Because if you don't prep for it, you just lose, and that's
exactly.
That's a little too much. There's a little too much, focus that you should have on one mon, especially since it's not even first round worthy a lot of the time. A lot of the time, it's mid to late rounds where teams are, they just put it on, and then it becomes the focus of the team, which is I can understand how that's a little unfair, but
yeah, which is why honestly I think such a small vote. I do think we all have a good mindset with this mod, but I want to open up to a further crowd. I think the general public should vote on this mod, or specifically also Tag itself. I want to put 3 options on the board: we either ban Gothitelle, ban Shadow Tag, or keep both of them.
Yeah, because personally, I think I don't want to ban Shadow Tag altogether, just because I think having Gothorita and Wobbuffet is just interesting, and I don't want to shut any doors, just in case if a person just wants to play with one of those. Yeah,
the thing with Gothorita, while it does work in metagames as well as Goth like Ubers and stuff, in format where everything in their mother is running moves like knockoff and stuff, Gothorita is just more limited. Gothorita also can't run the utility that Gothitelle runs often, like Trick. It can't also be it's a little bit slower, so it's not going to be running Taunt as effectively. It's more limited than what Gothitelle can do.
So I personally think that Shadow Tag shouldn't be banned, but I'm on the fence about Goth.
I'm biased because I loved using Goth this season, but I understand why people want this thing banned. It's super annoying.
Alright, let's move on.
Yeah, a lot of thing on here is obviously Munium Z. I think this Munium Z is way overhyped. I understand it was a big scare factor at the beginning of the generation because of Tapu Lele and Psychic Terrain, but with Munium Z, it's one, easily blockable. You switch in the dark type, you can just stop it from happening altogether. And two, the biggest thing, Munium Z doesn't set up Psychic Terrain before it attacks. It first attacks, does the damage, and then sets up the terrain. So it's not getting some super nuclear psychic attack off. So I don't think this is a particularly broken thing, and I think it should be off the ban list.
Yeah. It seems like most of us agree that we should unban it. So this one might not even go up to a vote. So we'll just see how that ends up next season.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, who wants to do this next thing?
What do we got coming up? Ooh, it's time. It's time.
Okay.
It's time.
Alright, so we're doing a war, league war with the WPL. I'm part of both of these leagues. I kind of made the thing happen, so basically we're just doing a league war with the WPL. What else do you need me to explain about this?
WPO hosted by, I think it's led by OP Jellicent. Some people might know who he is.
OP Jellison, yeah. It's ran by Sohan. Basically, what we're needing is more people to volunteer to actually be part of it. I think we're looking for 8 to 12, or was it just 8?
8 to 10 people is the goal.
Okay. So,
all 4 of us are on board right now, so we're looking for at least 4 more people.
Yep, we're looking for at least 4 more. If anyone's interested.
If there are more than 4 people, then I'm happy to drop out if someone wants to play more than me.
Depending on the interest in both leagues, we don't know how many people Sohan has interested at the moment. We can always adapt. If a lot of people are interested, we can make it to a 12-person war. We want to see how many of you are interested in fighting for your glorious league, that is us, and beating the crap out of WPL. I'm kidding, but
yeah, that's basically it for that.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while. We've been in the works planning some of the details for it. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And this will happen probably. Well, signups will start soon.
Signups will happen. I think I'll post the sign-up list after the end of this week.
Okay. So signups will happen at the end of this week, and then we'll try to start getting it going once our playoffs have ended. And then, do you know when WPL playoffs are over?
They're a week behind us.
Okay. So it'll probably be a week or 2 before everything starts getting rolling, but, you know, we're in the preparation phase right now. And yeah, just trying to get people interested.
Prepare for war.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. It's going to be really fun. Fun for, you know, both leagues get a little bit of publicity. You know, might want to join both leagues if you seem to like both of them, and I think it'll be a good experience. It'll be fun.
For any MPC members who are dying to use megas, fear not. You will be able to use megas in this war.
Yeah, megas are banned.
You get your little dose of megas. Yeah, so more details about this will be posted later. We'll figure out, you know, like all the rules, like the roster sizes, it'll probably be free draft, right?
It's gonna be free draft.
Okay. So yeah, all that stuff we'll post later. Maybe in another video, maybe just in an announcement, but whatever. More details on this will be soon. However, it will start in a couple weeks, so get ready. Alright, and then, yeah.
That's about it. Good job.
One thing I was going to say is that Season 4 is going to start in January. We're going to give a lot of time for y'all. I don't really fear that anyone's going to get uninterested because y'all have been with us for more than a year now.
And we're given a good space to cool down, not get burnt out here. And anyone who is still obviously interested in playing during that downtime, we have the League War for that reason. So,
Mm-hmm. And yeah, League War should take at least like what, a month?
Month and a half, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, give you all a little bit of a longer break than normal, and then come back with hopefully the best season yet. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, get everyone a little bit more engaged than normal, since there was a small gap between 2 and 3. I think we need a little bit of break, a little bit more downtime where everyone can get their bearings. Yeah.
Also, I just want to say, like, if you are thinking that you want to participate in season 4 and you already told us that you didn't want to, please let us know, because we need to prep all of this stuff ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
If you were on the fence, yeah.
And also, I don't. Well, I'll debate with it. But if we do get a lot of people, I will consider 22. Probably won't happen, but I don't know. I'm really down with anything. Any of this stuff in this video is subject to change. Probably won't, but it might.
It's just depending on participation.
For participation, right. And mainly if we come up for any new specifics regarding the FA rules, but...
Right. So yeah, if you've watched till the end, thank you. You're a good MPC member, watching all the videos.
And before we go, I'd like to give a shout out to our proud sponsor, Pornhub. You've been with us all this time, and we want to share our gratitude.
We couldn't get any representation at the first annual Pornhub Awards. However, we'll try. We will try to get a little add in next season for this league. So maybe we'll get get a little bit of new members from that.
You can find us on there with our sponsor code Jake.
Yeah.
We're saving money to send Jake to the award.
Yeah, get Pornhub Premium. Pornhub Premium code is Jake. Okay, that should be good.
All right.
Sorry,
Adios.
This took a little long, but thank you.
Bye.